what's up again, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome to our third race of the night here. So again, welcome to week 5. And again, like I was saying, our third race of the night. Boy, where did my music not decide to come back? There we go. Okay, that was weird. Anywho, starting our third race of the night off here. So again, welcome back, everybody. Again, we got one more coming up a little bit later at midnight Eastern. But right now, we have EddieRuckus, your Seattle Seahawks representative, facing off against the Thefatshuffler, your Indianapolis Colts rep. And again, these two faced off last year in the regular season. Oh my God. Both of the, wow. I don't even know what the hell to make of that gif on the left. And there's number 200. Yes, right as the race starts. Perfect timing. Yes, Spambot number 200 as the race starts. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been waiting for this for 2 days now, and lo and behold, we have hit number 200. Dat hype. That 200 hype is hit. Oh my God, those gifs were just ridiculous too. Perfect timing on that, guys. On that note, are you two going to be in a call together? I totally forgot to ask this before, but am I doing your countdown, or are these two talking to each other? Wow, I've lost it off of that now. Anyway, so welcome into the races. What we do here is we race Binding of Isaac, best 2 out of 3 through the womb, too. Ain't having that shit. In a call? Awesome, thank you very much. All right, so you two are good to go absolutely anytime you're ready. For those that are new, though, allow me to explain what we do. We race Isaac a best 2 out of 3, like I said, through the womb, too. So whoever actually kills Mom's heart first is going to get a point down at the bottom of the screen where you see the zeros. So again, we'll reset both racers when that happens and start all the way over from scratch. But again, Eddie right now is 3-1 on the season, looking to tie himself up for the lead of his division. Thefatshuffler, amazingly enough, was winless so far, so he's looking for his first victory here. And starting off interestingly for both, Shuffler's going to say no thanks to the virus, so he'll reset instead of having Poison Touch. Eddie's off and running with Little Steven, so you see the follower with Homing Tears. Again, allow me to keep explaining real quick. What we do is there are 7 outlawed items that you cannot use. AKA your 7 deadly sins, if you will. And there you see them. So what you cannot pick up, allow me to get that other link for somebody. What you cannot pick up is Dr. Fetus, Epic Fetus, Ipecac, Dead Sea Scrolls, Holy Bible, Toothpicks, or the Shovel. We'll get to why on each of those when we get there. Should we get to any of them. And again, cannot pick those up. You can re-roll them if you still have your D6 though. So that's why you see the racers possibly holding on to them. And again, we got our item here for Eddie as well. Loki's Horns, interesting. I can't believe he's going to take it. So we were talking about this the other night. I'm sorry, that's Shuffler's item. Good lord, if I'd stop reading names ass backwards, this would work out fine. Anyway, Shuffler's going to take that. You saw it fire off in all 4 directions. Right about now, Ataku's going to be like, no. Like, absolutely not. Again, it doesn't actually give you a fire rate up like it says. It just fires out in all 4 directions. It can actually hose you over worse than anything else. So, amazingly enough, that can hurt you more. But we'll see what happens. Shuffler off and running with it. Again, Eddie's got himself some range up there with Mom's underwear. He'll be onto his 2nd floor moments before Shuffler is. Let's see, Shuffler going to head back. What's he going to look for? Probably a secret room with that 1 bomb. If not, he's grabbing that Eternal Heart. Lo and behold, he remembered the Eternal Heart, so picking that up, that will give him 1 more Red Heart container as he gets down to the next floor. And just moments behind Eddie, Shuffler will move on to that 2nd. Let's see, we got the Goat Hoof for EddieRuckus. That'll add movement speed to him. Ooh, almost got shot right back out that door and had to take more damage. That was close for Eddie. That was really close. And again, Eddie going to go right on into his boss fight, seeing as he has no key to get into that item room here on a 2nd floor already. Now, here's a question. Do you just go ahead and skip that and hope to find a key on your way through to the next floor, or do you go back and look and clear other rooms? So that could be interesting, but we'll find out what Eddie chooses momentarily here as soon as he's done with this boss fight. Speaking of that, Thefatshuffler has found his on basement 2, but he's going to go look for his item room before anything else. And speaking of that, Eddie finishing off his boss gets stem cells for health up and shot speed increase. Also a devil deal. One he can't even touch, which is that Guppy's Paw. That won't matter whatsoever. He will, however, take Spirit of the Night for flying and Spectral Tears. That means he's going to be able to shoot through those rocks. As you can see, any of these rocks here, along with he'll be able to fire through like you just saw. We were waiting for it. Thank you, Eddie, for proving that. And again, right there you can see it. But the flying in and of itself will help enough. He may be able to get to a key somewhere on this floor now, but we'll find out momentarily. Let's see, Ace of Spades going to replace the safety cap on Shuffler's side. Ooh, first things first, teleport into a devil deal for Shuffler, and it's Krampus. So no choice in the matter. He's going to fight him and wind up with Coal as the reward. That'll, as your shots move further away from you, increase in size and damage output. Excuse me. Oops. If I can spell it right. Alright, so Hourglass for EddieRuckus finally getting into that item room, though not the greatest thing on earth. At least he Boy, that's a troll right there by the game. Nonetheless, at least he replaces the D6, which is pretty well useless. You got about a 3.5% chance of coming across an item that you can actually use it against in these races. So Eddie, again, finding another item room. Still no key to get into it, so maybe off of this item rock he finds one? You never know. There's that coal that I was talking about for Shuffler. Gets a free bomb out of it if nothing else. Again, holding onto a Lover's card that'll spawn 2 red hearts for him. And again, Ace of Spades is more card spawns at the end of rooms and out of chests. The safety cap that he did have and left behind in the last room is actually more pill spawns in the same areas. So let's see, oh, okay, the game's just going to be a troll to Eddie now and give him locked chests within bomb rocks. That's just not cool. Gotta love this game. It knows when you have no keys, and it starts rubbing it in for you. Yeah, 3.5% chance, unless you're like Moskala and you find the Bible in every shop, or you're Gambit and you find 2 on the same floor because of a beggar and a shop. Let's see, on this note, we got Ghost Baby on the right side for Thefatshuffler, so a follower shooting out once again those spectral tears that Eddie's got. Those will be able to go through any type of rocks in its way. Speaking of going through things, Eddie's got X-ray vision now, so he'll be able to see and go through all entrances and exits to all of his secret and super secret rooms, so there's a huge bomb saver. You're right, so I heard you don't have any keys. It's almost like he's got Cuppy's tail or something, which he doesn't, which is kind of funny. Again, here's, wow. Shuffler just gonna rip on through this boss. Doesn't even need distance for his damage to be enough for this boss. Just rip it on through. Alright, so let's see. Pushpin, I keep saying incorrectly, is actually Spectral Tears, which Eddie already has, and a chance that it will also, well, in the same 10% chance that you fire out a Spectral Tear, it will also be Piercing. So again, there's a little bit of extra added onto that. It's not the greatest thing. Yeah, Eddie's nearly became Bane. At this point, they're both in about the same floor. At this point, let's see, Eddie's got an XL floor, so he's got both his Caves 1 and Caves 2. Shuffler's in Caves 1. Both have got their item rooms, so I'd say they're both dead even here. Pretty well dead even across the board. Ooh, and that's going to change it, so now Shuffler's up in the lead here. So Eddie dies and goes all the way back to the start. One of the worst things about this game, if you die, you go all the way back to the beginning. But again, that's why it always makes it hard to tell, especially on XL floors. You never know if you're going to come across both of your item rooms or both of your boss fights right off the bat. Plus, Eddie had to skip or almost had to skip an item room, I should say. Basically should have. It was just the Hourglass. Nothing real special. But onto his new item room. We'll see what he starts off with this time. Again, he's not far behind right now, so this is not the end of the world by any means. Any type of really good carry item. Gonna say, well, not like that. Mr. Boom will be a reset. That's a space use bomb item for Eddie. Let's see. On the other hand, Mr. Mega increases your bomb size and gives you 5 free bombs, so Eddie's gonna run with that one. And immediately finds his boss fight, too. So again, you can see just how quick these floors can be if you let them be. Or if you're lucky enough to have them be, I should say. So we got the cube of meat for Shuffler as he finishes off Pestilence, and he'll be moving on down to Caves 2. Again, getting Curse of the Lost and an expansion floor, so more rooms on an expansion level floor. Let's see, Eddie gonna fight Famine, so again, one of the horsemen will wind up dropping that cube of meat for him. So nice orbital to block some shots that'll wind up building into a Meat Boy, depending on how many of them you get throughout the run. What's up, Lolacol? How you doing? And again, what's up, absolutely everybody? Good to see y'all today. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these races. They've been some really crazy ones so far today. And we got this one and one more so far tonight. So at midnight Eastern, we got Cobalt Streak and the boss coming up still. And no Famine. We need this emote. Alright, so that first cube of meat for Eddie, he'll be moving on down to his basement too. Again, getting the expansion cellar version of it. Hey Venomous, going good about yourself. Yeah, other than the Racer's actual channel, this is where all of them take place. But there's a link to both of them. Yeah, Maestro, I have no idea what you're talking about. Crazy races. Pfft. My heart still is back in, it still hasn't gone back into my chest. Vicero had a nutty finish to one of his races earlier today, by the way, for those that didn't see it. So wait until the highlights out on that one. Pretty nutty finish on that one. Alright, so Mara... Sorry, I keep calling Shuffler Mara. I should probably get over that and start calling him Fat Shuffler all the time. Anyway, Shuffler coming across an arcade that he wants absolutely no part of right now. He's saving up that one extra... or trying to find that one extra penny, I'm assuming, so that he can actually get something out of a shop. There's those money... or the pennies I was referring to. Also, Chariot card would be a one-time use of the Unicorn Horn. First things first, he'll pop that World card. So let's see, obviously, having found the one dead end here, he's going to get both his item room and his boss fight on the way up to the left here. So he'll make his way on over this way. Yeah, 4 is a bigger Meat Boy, basically. First things first. Ooh, let's see those no scrolls as Eddie comes across a banned item. Again, on his second floor, gets to re-roll it because he still has his D6, gets the bomb bag out of it. Every couple of rooms we'll see bomb spawn for EddieRuckus. And again, picking up Guppy's head now. Every room that'll recharge, and you can give yourself anywhere between, I believe, 2 and 6 for until the end flies. Excuse me. So the reason that the Dead Sea Scrolls are banned, before anybody asks, like, what the hell would you ban that item for? Quite a few times last year, it gave absolutely no use to one of our racers, RTC. Let alone at that point, it can also give you 3 different banned item usages. So the Bible, the shovel, and believe it or not, we've also had the D6 actually show up as one of the usages on that. I think it was a glitch, but it's happened. Nonetheless, we've seen it. So we just banned it this year and allow the racers to reroll, and hopefully they get something out of it, and Eddie's going to get a lot of bombs, so it could be far worse. On that note with item rooms, Shuffler moving into his. Wow, speaking of worse items, Eve's dead bird. He has to get hit, and if he does, a dead bird will spawn that may or may not find enemies to actually hit. It should find enemies to hit all the time. It has a very hard time doing so. And again, if you go very far into the game, like if you actually go all the way to the last level, the last 2 levels, that makes the last boss fight really, really tough on you. Because the more you fire on it, the worse it is, and that counts as fire. So if you've gotten hit and that bird is hitting the final 2 bosses, there's a lot of fire on your screen, because it's going to counter every bit of that. Because you can only use the D6, it's not a glitch, you can only use the D6 against certain items in this league, so it's basically we had to outlaw it just for that. But it's not supposed to give you D6 usage. Yeah, Soccer Boy or Eve's dead bird? Probably Soccer Boy, because at least I know, generally speaking, what he's going to do, which is if I place a bomb down, run directly over to it. So at least I know how to draw him to places that I want. I just put bombs there. And yes, I'm being a bit of a smartass, but at the same point, it's true if you think about it. So it's probably a pretty good theory. Nonetheless, Eddie finishing off his boss fight's going to move on down to his caves too, so again, caught right up to the same floor that Shuffler's on. But again, Shuffler moving on to his boss fight, the Husk here. So he'll be moving on to his caves, or depths 1, I should say, excuse me, right afterwards. You see the bombs doing ridiculous amounts of damage to some of these bosses, and why I said that bomb bag for Eddie, not the worst thing ever. But yeah, them dual moms heals for range up. They're both walking around in heals at the moment. A little bit of health up there for Shuffler, and like I said, down to his steps 1. Oh no! Eddie down again as he got a real nasty catwalk type room for those enemies. That's not what you want to see for those chub firing enemies. So again, that puts Shuffler well out in the lead here as he's on depths 1 now. That other depth when Shuffler was only in the caves, not so bad. No, there, nothing off of Judgy, a little bit of range up off of the item room for Eddie. That's a reset. Back into a new one. Game Kid's not a bad starting item at least. It would heal you and turn you into Pac-Man every time you used it. Heal you every time you killed enemies. Every couple of enemies would do it. Excuse me. Yeah, like the way I see it is like every time Meat Boy, like either, well, Soccer Boy as we call him, but every time that 3 or 4 piece Meat Boy sees a bomb, like I imagine him running over, picking it up, and hearing the Zelda noise as soon as he does it. What happens if you get hit while you have no heart containers whatsoever? I don't recommend it because you're gonna die. That's basically what happens. You wind up dead. So let's see. The Magician card would be homing shots for a room. Shuffler instead going to take Strength card with him, which will give him +1 to all stats. Dice we basically outlawed, like, so that we don't have like 2-hour runs. We do 16 matches a week for the most part, and I'm the only one that commentates them. So being that we're all humans, we can't really have like 6-hour runs. You ever watch Cobalt do a D6 run in its completion? It takes about 2 hours. So again, a best 2 out of 3 on that. No thanks. And let's see, Eddie getting Crack the Sky. Not the worst of items either. We've seen it do pretty good things, and he's actually going to take it and be off and running, it looks like. Thought about it for a second, but we're off and running with him. So again, not the worst item. That'll actually do really good should the random luck chance that those 6 pillars of light coming out of the sky actually hit whatever it is that you're looking to hit. It's really, really good for you. But we'll see how well this works. Again, Shuffler killing off the last of these little mini greed heads here, and finding his boss fight. So he's going to move right on into his Steps 1 boss war, and that'll give him his second. He's only got 1 cube of meat. That'll give him his second cube of meat. Oh, see what I mean about the random beams of light? They don't always hit when you want them to. So Eddie did a bit of damage there, but he could have easily one-hit this boss if he would have gotten luckier. Either way, second cube of meat incoming for Thefatshuffler. That'll give him an even better orbital, possibly the best one for this race. That'll float around you, block shots, and also fire out shots. And there you see Eddie on the left-hand side picking up meat. Boy, does that sound terrible. Out of context, that sounded horrendous. Either picking up the meat, which gives you +1 damage and +1 health. So very nice find right there. So his tears will be slightly more damaging now. How'd I know he gets the cube of meat? If you're fighting any of the horsemen, you're basically guaranteed it, unless it is either the Headless Horseman, you're going to get the Headless, like the black pony. And if you fight Conquest, you're going to get the white pony. Other than that, all the other horsemen give you the same one. And by the way, here's a link to get into both of the racers' channels, so you can talk to them both, root on your favorite racer, whatever the case might be. Get another item room for both of these guys. Ooh. Wow, 2 nice finds, actually. Mom's Eye, so now Shuffler apparently is going to fire more out of the back of his head, because he's also got Loki's horns. Boy, that's kind of weird. Either way, tear rate up, and more tears out of the back of his head, I guess, instead of the other 3 directions, too. That's really strange. I've never had that combination before. Either way, though, Eddie on the left-hand side has got technology, too. Wow. And again, now you can see why Crack the Sky is a beautiful thing. Eddie ripping right through that horseman there. So again, that cube of meat showing up, like I was saying. Unless you get the Headless Horseman or Conquest, you're going to get a cube of meat off of any of those. But wow, that basic one hit of the boss right there. That was ridiculous. But you can see why Tech 2 is pretty nice here. Pretty much a constant stream of firing. If you get tier rate up, that will actually help your technology too. So very nice item. Yeah, Wiggle or homing is always cool, too. And Wiggle, I can't say is always cool, but you get the idea. Oh, that's going to pop you back out of the room. Yep. Always move away from the door on those. Like, if you know you're going to take that damage, do what Eddie just did there. Make sure the 2 of them hit you, and make sure you're not sitting right on the door, because it will pop you right back outside. Ooh, look at this. Shuffler immediately with that internal compass going right over to his boss fight. So down to 1 total heart at the moment, though. Moving on to his mom and getting red mom. So this is one of the easier ones that pretty much just smashes her foot down as quick as possible. Difference being, ooh. All right, scapular in effect. Oh, God. So the scapular will affect 1 time a room. You saw Shuffler get down to half a red heart. It spawned another blue heart for him, but now back to the start, and Eddie well in the lead in Caves 1. Light ball on Eddie's side as he pops out this. Give me 1 second to refresh his afterwards. I just want to see if that happens to kill the boss. There we go. All it took was a refresh, so again, play and pause if stuff like that happens. You never know, it's just your connection to Twitch 99% of the time. It's not the caster themselves. Anyways, We got Maggie's Faith over on the left or right-hand side. Boy, I can't talk anymore for Shuffler, let alone the Balchinian, if I'm not mistaken. Indeed it was. So a little bit of health up, and Maggie's Faith will up your faith level, meaning more god rooms and god items. Also gives you 1 Eternal Heart as you move on to the next floor. So again, on the first room of the next floor is what I meant to say. Excuse me. So you're going to have to keep it the entire length of the floor or get a second one somehow. Again, Ghost Baby is the first item for Shuffler at this point. You might as well, I guess, take it. And let's see my little unicorn. So again, yep, that's going to replace Shuffler's D6. That'll give you 7 seconds of invincibility and damage dealing to whatever it is that you run into. Wow, that Tech 2 needs some damage upgrade on it. Eddie is just having to sit there for ages waiting for this thing to kill. And again, no keys, can't get into that item room yet. In fact, probably will not be able to unless he happens to be able to gamble in this secret room. Ah, just money. Alright, so no such luck for Eddie, though he will be up at 15 cents. Make that 20 as there's... See, this is why you put out fire, kids. Every now and then, if you really want to, it'll actually pay off, and there was a nickel in there, so not too terrible. And yep, okay, that was a little rough. That was a little scary, I gotta say. Yikes. So again, the reason those flies can come back to haunt you, you just saw on Shuffler's side, they'll move bombs. They don't care. You think Soccer Boy's bad? Oh god, no, the flies are way worse. Way, way worse. Yeah, put out fire, make money, kids. Become a firefighter today. Oh, the poop that carries on for Shuffler. So again, the poop would actually do what you think. It makes you poop. You can put it out, and just like the fire, you may be able to get an item out of it. It's pretty rare, though. It's probably under a 5% chance. Alright, so again, Eddie coming across an item room. Still no key to get into it, so he's going to have to hope that one spawns at the end of this. If not, he's going to have to hope for it somewhere on the floor, because, man, you do not want to keep leaving item rooms behind. Nothing doing yet, so again, going to hope that maybe he can bomb in through a secret room? No such luck. Shuffler, on the other hand, getting a god room, like I was talking about with Maggie's Faith. You have more chance of this, getting the miter out of it. So now a 50% chance that his red hearts will spawn as blue soul hearts. You saw he took a half a white heart onto the next level. That's where that red heart just came from. It actually turns into that for you. Again, Maggie's Faith providing him yet another half a white heart here. What's up, Trademark? How you doing? So Maggie's Faith, if you have a lot of blue soul hearts to protect yourself or don't take hits, you're going to get a lot of health up with that item. Let alone a lot of really good items if you get god rooms. Just saw another good question. Can you explain the colors that enemies get on them? I'm trying to see if there was one. We're not going to get lucky enough anytime soon to see one. Those are called champion level mobs. The colors that add onto them just mean that when you kill them, they're guaranteed to drop either an item or a chest for you. So like, let's say that one of the 3 that Shuffler had was like bright green, which is a possibility. The colors themselves don't matter. Basically, all it means is that they're champion levels. They're going to hit you for 1 full heart of damage instead of half a heart of damage, and guaranteed to drop an item after you kill them. And speaking of items, Eddie getting a key drop, going to work all the way back on over towards this item room here. Actually getting 2 key drops for that matter. So he's definitely not going to complain about this, but let's see what he gets out of his item room. Perhaps something with damage? Or the D20. This is a legal item, by the way. If you're thinking like, oh, well, why is the D20 legal but not the D6? D6 would reroll pedestal items, like where the D20 is sitting. That would reroll those type of items. The D20 would reroll anything else, like the coin that Shuffler just picked up, into something else. Ooh. Speaking of damage up items, Shuffler getting the damage up and health up odd mushroom, so that's what Eddie was hoping for, but Shuffler gets it. So again, gonna catch up pretty quickly here, both fighting Pestilence now. Though again, Eddie 1 full floor ahead as he's fighting his boss on Caves 2, where Shuffler is only on Caves 1. I have not seen that happen, D-King. Not 100% positive on that, but I doubt that it's going to drop golden poop. Don't quote me, though. It may not. I've never seen it, though. Let's see, into yet another god. Wow. Into another god room for Thefatshuffler, and he picks up Blood of the Martyr, so a 2 or plus damage, and could be a damage multiplier depending on what else you combine it with. Again, with Maggie's Faith, with that Eternal Heart taken on to the next floor. There is one of the champion mobs, by the way, for Shuffler, that green one. As soon as Shuffler kills that, that will produce some sort of item for him, but it's going to have more health and hit him for 1 full heart of damage. That bomb was from that particular enemy. Holy Moses, this health build. So again, both now... Oh, I take that back. Both got a cube of meat off of that. Eddie's got a 2-piece meat boy that's going to fire out shots as well as be that cute little smiling derp face. Shuffler's only got the 1-piece floating around him, which still does the same type of shot blocking. The relic, however, for Thefatshuffler that he just picked up will spawn in a blue eternal heart, or blue soul heart, I'm sorry, for him once every 4 rooms that he clears. He's also now fighting Chad, which will produce Little Chad as a result of this battle. Again, that'll follow him around, and every couple of rooms he clears spawn a red heart for him. And no, there will not be a chance that those red hearts will turn into soul hearts just because he has the miter. That doesn't happen. But again, there's Little Chad moving on to his Depths 1. So again, both on the same floor right now. Curse of Darkness for Shuffler on the right. Will not be able to see his mini-map. But again, both pretty well even at this point. Except for the health differential. Let me point that out. Shuffler is off the screen with his hearts right now. He has an immense amount of both red and blue hearts right here. As you can see, he got hit and it looks like he didn't take any damage. His blue hearts extend off the screen. Red hearts stop at those 12. Allow me to explain that too. Red hearts on this particular run stop at 12, but let's say that Shuffler got the 9 lives cat, then proceeded to get more than 12 red hearts. Those would actually stack up, and then when he came back to life, instead of having 1 heart, anything over 12 from the previous life would add on to that. Or actually be used in devil deals also. It still keeps track of them. So keep that in mind. Don't just keep thinking like, oh, just because I get health up doesn't mean it's, it's useless now, whatever. Take it anyways. You can probably spend it for free in a devil deal, because you're not going to get to use it otherwise, so you might as well get free items out of it. But into item room here for Eddie. Teleporting remote. He's going to say no thanks to that and just keep looking for a boss fight. And Shuffler just doing the same at this point. He's probably got, for the rest of the run, I don't think he'd care if he saw item rooms. I honestly doubt that Shuffler cares. He would just fight bosses here, I think. Yes, we've actually had Guppy, full-on Guppy made twice? Might only be once still. I think it was twice. But we've definitely had it happen once. And if I'm not mistaken, it was with the Brimstone build at the time. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was, actually. It was pretty overpowered. Mara's health looks like the Dutch flag. I like those. What's the difference between Technology 1 and 2? Another really good question there. EddieRuckus has got Technology 2. That's the one that goes in your right eye, basically. Or your character's right eye, whatever way you want to say that. That fires out an almost constant stream of laser. With Technology 1, it's basically kind of more like your tears. Like you actually hear it going like zap, gone, zap, gone, zap, gone. That type of thing. Technology 2 is just that constant stream. Pretty constant stream, let me say that. It's not completely always there, but pretty close. And let's see, another 10 bombs for Shuffler out of his item room, so nothing too special there, but he's got 1 more to go on his run. Alright, so Shuffler finding his boss fight first here in Depths 1. Again, that's all Eddie's looking for at this point, though I can pretty much tell you about where it's going to be. If he had more bombs, I would tell him to just go through that secret room there, but he's really running low at this point. Ugh, this room is not really pretty either. Wow, nice dodging by Eddie. Okay, he was going to get hit at some point. Anyways, falling on the right side here for Thefatshuffler. That'll wind up giving him a Devil Deal item out of the result of killing this. So we'll see what Shuffler gets here. He's really hoping for anything with even more damage at this point. This has become a ridiculously damaging build for Shuffler. I just want to see where tears can actually go to. It's almost going to be overkill if you give him something like the Knife or Brimstone. But if you get something like the Pack or the Mark, for example, that could be cool. And let's see, or allow him to fly with Lord of the Pit. I don't think he's going to necessarily argue that either. So moving on to the next floor, that half a white heart turned into a full-on red heart container. Mom's pill jar. Shuffler will say no thanks and moves on just looking for the mom foot fight. We got Eddie going on to his boss fight now. Right after he thinks about... Nope. Not even going to worry about anything else, just moving on. Wow, and he gets the Fallen as well. That's kind of unexpected, so dueling Fallen fights. So he's going to get a Devil Deal item. Alright, so waiting on the split. Oh, I was going to say Eddie was probably trying to wait on the split to use that Crack the Sky, but picked a bad time to do it because it slowed him down when he actually hit a space use item that allowed Fallen to catch up to him, and there you go. Shuffler with a huge lead right now. So again, Shuffler on Depths 2. Excuse me. Even though it only says Necropolis, that is actually Depths 2. Homing bombs for Eddie, possibly? He says no thanks. Had to think about that for a second. But Shuffler again finding his boss fight here, so onto his mom's foot, and ooh, Blue Mom. Again, not the one you want to see, spawning nothing but expansion level enemies. So Shuffler's going to do this new trick and try to stand right by the door, trying to get the arm to come out and fight him. So far, no luck in the matter, as he had to actually clear out about 4 or 5 spawns. Yeah, you can get both of the technologies. They just both fire. D20, that'll be a reset. Wow, Eddie having no luck here. Just no luck so far. Ah, there we go. Mulligan finally for Eddie. So let's see, quick pause here for Shuffler. I was gonna say, oh crap. Yeah, Shuffler would quit walking into things. Yeah, this is why I hate Blue Mom. The shit she spawns is nasty. There we go. Oh, Diana's crown, of all things. Can't even give him health up off of that, but a little bit of money there for Shuffler. Let's see, he's going to take the Polaroid with him instead. Yes, indeed he is. Uh-oh. We're really going to get an XL floor to start off here? Could it be? Could it be? Indeed it is. So when you flash through like that and you don't get the actual loading screen, that's when you know it's an XL. Not that it won't show you immediately. But if you get the actual loading screen for the floor, I don't think I've ever seen it turn into an XL floor at that point. But, allow me to explain. Since we're in the womb now, which is the utero in Shuffler's case, mind you, but that is the expansion version of the womb. He's got both this womb 1 and womb 2 combined together into one here. By the way, you cannot really do much damage to those. Yeah, the one trick with the unicorn horn, you can't hit the hearts, so the only damage Shuffler was doing to him was with his Meat Boy cube that actually hit him. Nonetheless, Shuffler's going to have 2 boss fights back-to-back here. There's no item rooms down here, there's no shops, so that's all that he's looking for. See, Eddie getting Dead Cat and Luckfoot in his Devil Deal. Can't even afford the Dead Cat, so moot point. Utero XL, enjoy your suffering. Here's the difference, though. Every couple rooms that Shuffler clears, he's got Little Chad and he's got the relic. So every 4 rooms, he's going to get a blue heart. Pretty much the same. I think 4 rooms, he's also going to get a red heart to heal him with. So he's got plenty of stuff to look at here that'll wind up healing him. And again, the more rooms he goes through, in all honesty, almost the better for him. Which is really kind of strange to say in the womb especially, but the more rooms that Shuffler clears, the more heals he winds up with. And so far, it's working out well. Like, you can see the heals that he's picked up to this point. It's a lot safer right now for him than it was even 5 minutes ago, or 5 seconds ago, I should say. Exactly, the defensive followers for Shuffler, let alone Balls of Steel, gives him 2 more blue hearts. So again, you can't see them, they are off the screen, but you saw he just got hit and you can't tell that he even took damage. Yeah, Logcat. Oh god, no, it's an XL. And no, even at that point, I'd have to have 200 graphics on hand and specifically find the ones that they're both picking up. I wouldn't have time to actually call the race while I was trying to set up which things to actually put up on screen. It'd be physically impossible. Are the XL floors treating Log bad? Yes. To an extent, yes, but he did win, so, you know. But still, yeah, they are. Oh, speaking of treating you bad, Shuffler finding another dead-end room here, though a very easy one to clear. So he won't have too much issue with this, and I think he's actually up for either a Soul Heart or Red Heart spawn after this one. I've kind of lost track of his room count. This happens when you're watching 2 people. Nope, I was off by 1. Oh, excuse me, haven't played since. Why do I not doubt that? Ooh, Isaac Spectator mode would be really cool, actually. So there's a Red Heart spawning in the center of the room, not even from Little Chad, but a nice little heal for Shuffler as well, so picking up a ton of heals at this point. Because troll. I can see him doing that too. That's a sad thing. Alright, so Eddie coming across his first of 2 XL floor item rooms here. And we'll wind up seeing what he gets momentarily, though again, keep in mind just the 1 key, so... Yeah, the Relic, we see it on Shuffler's side as well. Every 4 rooms, that'll spawn a blue heart for you. But on that note, Shuffler keeps on moving on along here again, just looking for 2 back-to-back boss fights at this point. There's the Soul Heart after the 4 rooms from his Relic. Little Chad should be due for one just about now, I think. But maybe not. Little half a heart, though. Can't argue this. Another dead end for Shuffler. My god. All these dead ends up here. This is why XL floors suck. And, like, Logcat will be the first to tell you this. Like, dear god, what was it? 27 rooms you had to clear, I think? Somewhere around there. That's a prog. How you doing? Excuse me. 29, that's what it was. Okay, 29 rooms. I forgot about adding on the boss fight room. So yeah, 29. It's brutal. So again, speaking of brutal, still working on clearing out this floor. Shuffler's got at least come across an arcade at this point, but again, another split of rooms. He's probably... I would head off to the left here. Actually, no, shit, I wouldn't. Dear god, where the hell is this gonna go? Damn, I don't know where his floor is going at this point. No, Shuffler's just blowing stuff up, looking for heals, and doesn't really need the coinage, but he's going to pick it up anyways. Wow, like I was saying, like, where do you go at this point? Like, because it's not going to break further to the left. Where the hell does this go? This is a really strange floor right now. I'm really mystified by Shuffler's floor. So when we go over here, yeah, that's a dead end too. What the flying hell? Did he not go up to the very top of the other one? Because it has to break off to the left now. That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous floor. Alright, so random pill in place of nothingness there. Let's see. This is insane. I gotta agree with Shuffler on this one. The look says it all. The look says it all. This floor be troll-a-lol-a-lolin'. That is so incredibly apt right there. Oh, man. All right. Somewhere... There we go. Okay, this one's going to break off to the left side, so I think we found our passageway to Shuffler's 2 boss fights. Let's find out, though. My God. This floor, man. That look on Shuffler's face was effing priceless, though. There you see both the Little Chad and the half heart. Well, I'm kind of surprised he didn't take the half a heart. But half a heart from Little Chad and the one full blue heart from the relic, both spawning for Shuffler. Another blue heart in the center of the room. Very nice. Dear God, this floor is huge. Seriously, this floor is insane. Like, what the heck? Alright, I'm gonna guess over to the left. Again, I'm guessing at this point, and it's gotta be over here. Oh, for the love of God, it breaks down further to the south again, too. This floor is insane. Alright, so utilizing the bomb to his best advantage there. Shuffler gonna blow on through that. That was ridiculous. Alright, one more? Oh, for the love of God. And it just keeps going. It just will never end. Day 37. We still haven't found the boss fights. Yeah, it's like a triple XL. See what I did there? But Tish. Alright, this... Oh, for the love of all things holy. Are you serious right now? By the way, again, Shuffler cannot do damage to the hearts with the actual unicorn horn. The one thing he could do there, as you saw, was either bomb through the door. Ooh, found pills and ate him. Yes, not what he was hoping for. Alright, clear this, as he's running very low on health right now, too. Whew. A little risky on that one. God, that dodging. Whew. That was too close. Okay, I think I about had a heart attack watching that. Holy mother of the holy father, where are these boss fights for Shuffler? This is getting insane. Alright, so Eddie taking out Wrath over here on the left-hand side. My God. There we go, bouncing the bombs back. This is the best method you can take against this mini-boss, by the way. Bounces bombs right back at him. You usually have to either walk into him or fire a bunch of times. Ooh, watch out for that, though. And look at what we found here. Shuffler with a big shit-eating grin on his face as he's finally found his 2 boss fights. So again, you see the little bit of heal going on in. Wait for the dance. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, because I can see him just like, oh, thank God. Breathe deep, sir. Breathe deep. 32 rooms, 34 counting the 2 boss fights. This is insane. This is an insane floor, guys. Like, whew. Bosses ahoy, though. Oh, wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah, 30 goddamn rooms. I was waiting for it. I knew it was going to be something to this effect. And the look on his face is priceless, too, with the, 30 rooms, man. What the fuck? Oh, God, I love it. So moving on in. 30-plus rooms. He's going to get champion-level death here. Oof. That's brutal. Again, not what you really want to see at low health. Nice dodge, though. Again, very good damage on his tears. I don't think he's got all that much to worry about, especially if he keeps this up. Saving a lot of bombs for the next fight, though. Yeah, accidentally presses the R button. No! Alright, that teleporting remote showing up again on EddieRuckus' side. He says no thanks to it, even though at this point I may consider that, quite honestly, just for a little bit of fun. Because you never know, that may take you directly into boss fights, your item room, item error room, for example. You never know. We've seen some craziness happen, because again, at this point, Shuffler's got about 20% health left to go on this boss. And again, just watch out for the horse. The horse will wind up taking out the mini spawns for you if you're really lucky. Ooh, walking into that damage, though. Again, getting a pretty decent heal out of this room, if nothing else, for Shuffler. Look at this. All these freaking hearts. So even with the damage he's taking, he's still breaking even. Another cube of meat, so that second one will be more DPS for him moving into what could be his final boss fight as we fight Mom's Heart on the right-hand side. So Shuffler will looking to take a 1-0 lead in this best 2 out of 3. Again, already about a good 15% of the way through it here. Again, these tiers are pretty overpowered for Shuffler, let alone the flying's really going to help him with the blood on the ground later on in the third phase. Or second phase, I guess that is. So he's got pretty much nothing to worry about here, except for these knights. These knights are annoying. Alright, so a couple more hits here. Shuffler's just about done with this one. Oh, what's up, King? How you doing, dude? But Shuffler's got about 5% more to go. Watch out for that shot. Wouldn't really matter anyways. Plenty of health, and there you see it. Shuffler with the victory pose as the comeback is complete. So again, even though the early on death might have come back to haunt him, it did not. And Shuffler's got himself a 1-0 victory here, though. Man, that XL floor, dude. 34 freaking rooms. Dear Lord. Like, that is huge. That is freaking huge. Yeah, right? Like, oh, it's totally okay. Next race ain't till midnight, so we're good. So again, you see Eddie's already doing some resets, so do me a real quick favor, guys. There you see Shuffler. Oh, yeah. So yeah, I think we know what's coming here. I think we know what might be coming here. Again, though, there's that I know what's up look. Nonetheless, there's a link to get into both Eddie and Shuffler. Oh, I see the head bopping. You're going to want to hear the music while I'm on ad break here really quick, but I will be right back. You guys know what's coming over there, so enjoy that. I shall return momentarily. And again, there's the dual link. Go on into Mara and Eddie's channel. Watch Eddie's ads, assuming that he's going to play some. I can't see him because I subscribe to him, so yeah. But nonetheless, go watch his ads too, and I'll be right back in 1 minute. We'll get round number 2 underway. And again, we'll go through this, guys. Chats are glitching because it's both MLG and LCS weekend. So let's recap the fact that a lot of people are like all weekend like, oh my god, I won the race to the Spazbot thing. Actually, you didn't. It's because you're seeing the chat lag, basically. Like, other people triggered the stuff. Same thing with that, though. Excuse me. Cat fur. That's what happens when you have a cat, by the way. They shed everywhere. Nonetheless, we're clear here, so... Good God. It's like cat fur everywhere. My cat's passed out right now. I don't know how the hell he just shed all over the place. Yeah, basically, we got it set so that only mods and myself can do the commands on the bot, because, yeah, there's chat issues at the moment, so... there was a whole point earlier where, like, during the first race, I didn't even get to see any of the chat, because it was just down the entire time. Shuffler's still doing his wiggle in here. Oh, gotta love it. Is there any doubt? Ask Cobalt on that one. He'll flat out tell you the same thing, but yes, there is. Nobody's won yet. Waiting on Shuffler to do his reset here so we can get round 2 underway. That Spazbot's being stupid, and I don't care. I like the way that works. Alright, looks like Shuffler's got himself reset, so let's flip this back on over. I like that theory, Otaku. I like that theory a lot. Oh, man. Anyways, we got both of the racers reset at this point. Let me get to the link into both of their channels one more time so you can wish them both good luck here. Oh, man, I love it. Anyways, there's a link into both of their channels. You can go see Eddie and Thefatshuffler right now. Wish them both good luck on this next race. And again, we got Eddie on the left looking to win the next two to take the night 2-1. Shuffler just has to win one of the next two because we do a best 2 out of 3 here. So again, good luck to both of you guys. And anytime you're ready, feel free to take off. Again, we're racing through the womb too, so whoever kills Mom's heart first is going to get the point down at the bottom of the screen. Unless you're Spazbot, then you have 211 in chat right now. Winning. That dance made my day. See, that's what we like to hear. But good luck to both of you. And there you go, we're off and running. You see the very slight delay. Mara's overseas for me. Thefatshuffler, that is. Sorry, is overseas for me. I hate the fact that I keep calling him by his old name instead of his new one. Anyways, he's a little bit overseas, so that very slight delay was because of this. Anyways, both reset anyways, so pretty even at this point. Nothing really to worry about. Ooh, let's see those no Bibles as Shuffler re-rolls it into the Relic. Not the worst thing ever. Again, every 4 rooms a blue soul heart for Shuffler. Speaking of soul hearts, Eddie just got one himself and free entrance into his secret room. A little bit of extra money, why not? And on into that item room for Mom's Pad. Not the best thing, not the worst thing. We got a Halo of Flies, so we got a nice defensive build going on the right side for Shuffler. Looks like Eddie's going to take the pad here. There's those no Bibles. And again, you'll see how big that delay is when you actually heard me typing that by comparison to when you saw it. Yep, let me get to the link here. There's a link to get into both of their casts coming up on Spazbot, and hopefully now-ish, maybe not, maybe, kind of, sort of. There we go. Wow, that was a chat lag ball right there. Jesus. That was a crap ton of things just showed up. Alright, so a little bit of health up. And Shuffler's going to move on to his basement too, just slightly before Eddie, who finishes off his boss, gets a little bit of range up, and likewise we'll move on to his basement too. Again, both with Cellar, so both of the expansion version here. Shuffler with his item room, though no key yet. And still no such luck. No, Larry Jr. flat out went full derp on that one. That wasn't just you. Definitely not just you that saw that one. Alright, so we got Blighted of him for the boss fight here for Shuffler. Very nice dodging, actually. This will make sure that all the blood gets off the ground so he doesn't have to worry about overlapping himself. Alright, we got the item box, so one of every type of item here for Shuffler. So let's see, he's going to probably still wind up taking that push pin, although I can't guarantee it. Yep, there he does. So that'll give you a 10% chance that you get both Spectral and Piercing Tears with your shots. What's up, Jarde? How you doing? But with that one extra key, that means Shuffler can go on back and grab, ooh, very nice, Tooth Shot. So every now and then, Shuffler's going to fire on one of his teeth, which will actually do about 3 times the damage of his normal tears. Yeah, I'm not real fond of that boss. All you have to do, though, is know how to basically, like, weave him around the rocks in this room that Shuffler's in. If you can pull that off just fine, he's never going to catch you. And then you just hide behind the rocks again and make sure that the other one doesn't explode and hit you. You're good. It's not as hard as you make it out to be. It took me a long time to learn it, though. Which you don't think, honestly, would be that hard, but when you do it, it's different. Yeah, now we just need, like, all sorts of luck up teeth, or luck up pills so that it's, like, nothing but teeth firing out. If you guys haven't seen Cobalt's one run, it was, like, non-stop teeth. Ooh, speaking of runs, we got very similar runs going here, as Eddie's also got the defensive 2 orbital flies floating around him now with the halo of flies. So again, both have 2 orbitals already. Excuse me. And if you want to say hi to both of them, there's a way to do it to get into both of their chats at the same time. Unlock shop on accident? Nah, it doesn't even bother. He's waiting until he has 15 cents. He probably doesn't want to know exactly what's in there in case the blue candle's in there. Because if he doesn't have enough money for whatever it is, it's never going to show up again. And no, I don't have lag spikes. You have lag spikes. Because I haven't dropped a frame. Mom's pad, as you can see, basically freezes enemies in place, makes them move a little bit further away from you. They kind of like slide away from you, I guess, for lack of a better term. They don't exactly like run, per se, but they kind of slide away from you. Alright, there's some damage up for Eddie off of the pentagram, and also a devil deal, so we'll see what he gets in here. Oh my god! That devil deal, Mom's Knife and the Pact. I can see, yep, he's gonna take them both. So you can see Mom's Knife has now replaced Eddie's Tears. The Pact will give him lesser charge time on that, plus damage up as well. So now, with that 1 Eternal Heart, gets 1 of the red hearts back moving on. That's insane. We've also got Thefatshuffler picking up a kind of sort of rare item, Transcendence, for the ability to fly in his secret room, I should say. But again, you can see Eddie is looking pretty nice now, as he just picked up a good, like, 3 damage up, plus fire rate increase, plus the knife. Not bad. Yeah, fun fact, knife was free. Yeah. Exactly what Otaku said. Fun fact about that. Totally free item. Yeah, that's scary. And again, guys, it's MLG and LCS weekend. I haven't dropped a single frame, which means that it's you, because I'm watching my own cast and I don't get any lag spikes, so you might want to try refreshing. So if you really think that Twitch can hold up to LCS and MLG in the same weekend, let alone be able to like see the cast that you want, that's a stretch. That's a lot of server strain. So I'm not knocking Twitch, don't misunderstand me. Totally not knocking. I'm saying that's a hell of a lot of server strain on their side. So you probably just got a connection that derped out for a second or two, so try pausing and unpausing. Should hopefully work okay. Hopefully. Sooner or later, at least. But yeah, I haven't dropped a single frame, so... Yeah, Ruckus mode on. So you see the Book of Sins will spawn 1 random type item, whether it be a key, a bomb, a heart, something of that nature basically for Eddie. Uses it the one time, moves right on along with the pill. Excuse me. And again, you see that flying by Thefatshuffler is making this much easier to fight these enemies. Oh my god, money equals power. That has not shown up much this year, so even more damage up for Eddie. And again, this has been proven by one of our racers, EddieRuckus. There is no cap to money equals power. It is X amount of damage up per coin that you have. And again, if you guys check out this page right here, you can see exactly what the number is. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but if you check out Platinum God there, that'll actually let you know when you hover over it. But again, it is a flat-out 0, like there is no cap to that. You will keep getting damage up. Well, 99 coins. You can't get more than 99 coins, though, so ha ha ha, Mr. Yeah. Yeah, EddieRuckus is the one that figured it out. Yeah, it's like 0.4 per coin or something, like 0.04 per coin. You'd actually consider taking the crown at that point? Oh my. Yeah, about every 10 coins is like 1 damage, give or take. Somewhere in that range. And before dollar. Ooh, money. More like damage. Ooh, Pink Carrying Queen. I was talking about this earlier. One of the easier versions of this fight. Although, can you see... Yeah, okay, cool. I was making sure that you'd still be able to injure that. But Eddie utilizing Mom's pad very, very well here. Again, we've seen basically the same combination before. Cough, cough, Otaku, cough, cough. Where he basically did this and just froze all of his bosses in place and then stabbed him to death with the knife. And had about a 12-minute run, might I add. So again, Eddie in the lead at the moment in Depths 1. Mara just behind Thefatshuffler, that is just behind in the boss fight in the Caves 2 at the moment. Yeah, so it's like 4 damage up off of that, plus the, I think you get 2 right off the bat, so you wind up getting like 6 damage up total off of it. Can wind up getting 6 damage up total off of it. Yeah, well, that's true. Taco also had a very, very, very lucky random teleport into the boss fight in his womb. So he had a stars card, got down to the womb too, popped it, and popped right into his mom's heart fight. And just the look on your face when you did that, like, what? So yeah, I was pretty damn lucky on Otaku's part, but even so. Eddie, get all the coins. Believe me, he's going to. He's probably even going to look for secret rooms at this point, trying to find coins. He doesn't really need any damage up at this point. He's doing fine with this knife. But man, you get even more damage on that? That knife is just hilariously fun. Oh, that's 3.96 before calculation. Okay, cool. I see what you're getting at there. And again, Eddie finding his boss fight here. I don't think he's going to care about finding his item room. And maybe I'm wrong. Nope, he's going to go right on into his boss fight. Chances are he'll take this right on down to the next floor. But again, you see Mom's Pad freezing Gish in place. He's just going to stab it half to death, if not completely. And there you go. Little Gish for him, and another Devil Deal for that matter. Ooh. Speaking of damage up, I'd probably keep what I had, but that Book of BOILeR on the right side for only 1 heart would be time and a half damage multiplier, so that could have gotten interesting too, but even so, moving on without it, like I said, I would keep that Mom's Pad. It's coming in too handy against these bosses, so I'd keep exactly what I had going here. I don't know that I'd say knife's the most overpowered item. It really depends on how you use them. Personally, I prefer brimstone over the knife. That's just me, though. Out of the ones that we haven't banned, though, it's probably between Sacred Heart, brimstone, and the knife as to what's most powerful. If not Blue Candle, but that's a little bit of a different situation there. That's not so much your tiers, that's actually a space use, you know, like, okay, you're overpowered because of this item. I don't know, tough call, though. That's a real tough call. So let's see, we got Book of Shadows, 12 seconds of invincibility, and looks like Eddie's going to take that instead because that's actually a longer effect for him to be able to stab enemies as he face plants them. So I don't blame him at all. That's a really good switch out there of Mom's Pad. So again, an extra couple, I think an extra 5 seconds total of damage-free ability. Very nicely done here by Eddie with the knife, except for that part where I thought he had that enemy killed, and apparently so did he. But again, little Gish for both racers here as Maro's just about to finish off his fight. And let's see, gonna take the card instead. Full card would teleport you back to the initial place where he came into the floor. So nothing too special off of that. Eddie's gonna grab the key to replace the one he spent to get in. Yeah, we've seen a couple of Mirror rooms this year. I believe only 1 or 2, though. But yeah, actually in the very first race of last season. I think it's on Magic, not that. Yep. There we go. You fast forward towards the end of the, I think it's the second round. I've kind of forgotten. Actually, that may just be straight up to that part of the race. Either way, though, if you check out that highlight, that's actually Magic doing exactly what you asked about and teleporting to the Mirror room while he was in the womb, too, so we had to make up a rule on the spot, actually. So yes, it's happened a few times in the leagues. Yeah, we're in a race, so he doesn't need item rooms at this point. Eddie doesn't need item rooms, guys. But keep in mind, he's working on a knife with about 4 or 5 damage upgrade at this point. So yeah, he is one-hitting everything, let alone if you didn't notice, he's got 12 seconds of invincibility with the space use item that he's got. Believe me, he does not need anything. Although I probably wouldn't be gambling much, being that you have money equals power, and you're taking power away from your knife. Oh, never mind, Sun card, that was worth it. I'd stop there, though. But again, Eddie's too powerful to even give a crap at this point. Way too powerful to care. Yeah, everything was voted on that seemed like it'd be overpowered. 17-0 on every single one of the votes. So, everything's in there for a reason. Or banned for a reason. Yes, he did, Diana. Yes, he did. Why? Because fuck gravity. Again, though, Mara finding her Thefatshuffler, I should say, finding his mom's foot fight. So again, not that far behind Eddie at the moment. So Eddie clearing out his room. Let's see another bomb back. Again, he's got a sun card for the next floor. That'll be a full-on map reveal, damage to everything in the room, and a full red heart heal if he needs it. Again, Shuffler fighting Red Mom. You can see he's using the new method of standing right by the door. Why? Because fuck your logic. Alright, so just about done with the Red Mom fight. Got about 30% more to go. Let's cut that down to 20. What's up, Soccer Star? How you doing? Okay, explain to me how getting a full map reveal on the next floor is using his money for crap. Because Eddie had a whopping 6 cents, so let's do the math on that. That's plus 1/4 damage. A quarter damage. Not a quarter of, like, maximum damage. A quarter of 1 damage. So that's not even 1 damage up. That's not even 1 full item right there. So all he spent was 0.24 damage to get a full-on map reveal for the next floor to make him go faster to possibly win the race that he has to win. So how was that a bad use on his part? Again, I'm kind of curious. And again, especially because Shuffler's got himself an XL floor now. So, yeah, Eddie's going to have to rush at this point and hope to God that he finds his boss fight at the end of this route that he's taking, let alone go really fast on the next floor, too. So, yeah, I'd say it's totally worth it here. Okay, let's keep in mind, let's see, he's already working on plus 6 damage on his knife. Watch how quick he goes through the boss fight with his 12 seconds of invincibility. Yeah, oh my god. So again, into his triachnid fight, Eddie's going to go and just stand right on next to it. Watch the boss get melted. Do you really think he needed an extra quarter damage? Speaking of, there's plus 1 damage off of the meat. He's gained plus 0.75 damage on the floor now, so... Again, now he only has to go a couple rooms to get to this one boss fight he has remaining, whereas Shuffler's going to have to find 2 back-to-back boss fights blindly on this floor. Eddie just schooled ya. And again, do your math. Is 0.3 higher than 0.24? Yes. Oh, well. Eddie comes out in the lead on that? Yep. Eddie comes out in the lead. What do you know? So moving on to his mom's heart fight before Thefatshuffler finds either of his boss fights on the XL floor. Again, proving my theory that Eddie did the right thing. Now using his 12 seconds of invincibility, gonna go ahead and just try to jam on through what he can of mom's heart here. Again, very nicely done. Let's get out of the way of that before they hit you. Okay, that's what I was worried about, was that his 12 seconds is going to disappear before he could actually do anything about that. But again, he'll be just fine in the long run here. He's got 1 heart left, though, so he has to be real careful not to get hit. But again, you can see... Oh, that's what I was going to say. You can see that the one thing you really have to fear... Yeah, that look by Eddie. That look. The one thing you gotta fear is that when you throw the knife that you're not gonna be able to move fast enough to get out of the way of that exploding 4 shot right there, and yeah. So all the way back to the start. Ouch. Shuffler now with a huge advantage here. Again, holding onto a full health bill for that matter. So again, if he gets it one more time, you'll see him pop that one almost like guaranteed right away, just to make sure he's healed. Ooh, nice start though. Bloodlust? Really? He's gonna say no to Bloodlust to start a... Really? Eddie? But he will take Daddy Longlegs. That one I don't... Yeah, I was going to say, that's almost a no-brainer right there. So at least he reset for a decent item there, but wow. Just wow on that one. Hey, nothing's over yet. Shuffler already had to use up that full health pill, so again, you never know. Everything in the womb hits you for 1 full heart of damage, and he's got an XL floor. We saw last time, what was it, 34 rooms he had to clear? You never know. Believe me, you never know. Oh god, double envy. Ugh. XL floor is both of the 2 floors jammed together into one, so normally you would get 2 item rooms, again, 2 boss fights. You'd still only get 1 store, 1 secret room, 1 super secret. But everything else would be doubled up, so you get the size of both floors, so all the rooms of both of them. including both of the item rooms and boss fights. But again, in the womb, there are no item rooms, so you're basically just going to try to find both of your boss fights right back to back. Alright, so again, Shuffler just looking for these two boss fights here. I've got to imagine he's going the right way. I'm imagining that at some point here he's going to find both his boss fights. One will move up to the north, but I've seen crazier. Again, though, Envy, not the mini-boss fight you ever want to come across. This is exactly why. All this splitting is just annoying as sin. Yeah, Eddie on the left died. By the way, their nameplates are right underneath. But yeah, it's best 2 out of 3. Ooh, very nice find, though. This is the one good thing about fighting Envy, is that you might get the Forever Alone fly out of it, let alone he got 2 bombs, too. So very nice there for Shuffler for the cost of 1 heart. That wasn't too terrible. Plus, he can actually refill the heart still. Good God, this floor. I guess keep going this way? Holy crap, at least they're empty rooms. So bombs are key. That'll get Shuffler an extra 4 bombs at some point, unless he finds extra keys. So we'll wait until he's out of bombs, then he can pop that pill and actually get it replenished with the amount of keys he's got. Again, he's got a soul heart back in the last room that I'm sure he'll grab, let alone balls of steel for 2 more hearts. So Shuffler looking a lot better at the moment. And 1 more. Aha! What did I say? At some point it was going to break up to the north. There's his boss fights. So at least we didn't have to clear 32 freaking rooms on this floor, but nonetheless, Shuffler coming across his boss fights finally. Yep, exactly. Shuffler's going to wind up having 10 bombs for the 2 boss fights, so he's got plenty that he can do with them here. Let alone with the attack fly, as you can see, he just made that go right on through Loki. Which he tried to get going again there, but Loki decided a cheap shot at the wrong time. Ooh, that 2-shot doing a lot of damage. Holy crap. That 3 times damage multiplier off of it's way too nice. It's almost 3. We'll just call it that. So a little range up for Eddie. But again, Shuffler with 1 more enemy to kill. There you see Squeezy, fire rate increase and 2 more hearts back. And moving right on into his mom's heart fight, looking to close this one out 2-0 and find his first win of the year here finally. So is the streak finally over? The winless streak that goes back into last season's playoffs because Shuffler got taken out by, I believe it was Cobalt Streak, if I'm not mistaken, last year in the playoffs. So he had 1 up until that point, I believe something like 6 or 7 in a row. And then now had lost a total of 5 in a row coming into this race, but looking like he might close this out, take himself his first win of the year at 2-0. Yeah, it was Cobalt in the semifinals, if I'm not mistaken. Indeed, I am correct. Yep, had a look at that, but yep, it was Cobalt in the semifinals last year. Yep, floors are all randomly generated. All the rooms are randomly generated. The enemies you fight are, the items that you get, you pretty much name it. It's all random. So it makes racing kind of interesting in the fact that you aren't going to get the same things most of the time. Ooh, bad time to pick up that pill. Nonetheless, let's see. Taking about... Oh, wow. Okay, so 1 more. I was going to say we might have Mom's Heart stay out the rest of the time, but looks like 1 more round here ought to do it for Shuffler. And there you have it. As soon as you see those red shots, you know that the It Lives is going to stay out the rest of the time. So down to 3 hearts here. Let's not play this as risky as we have been and back up slightly, possibly. Good God. All right, cool. There we go. Clearing out the mini enemies on the floor. 2 hearts left, but not enough as Mom's Heart is just about going to be dead here with that last swing. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Fat Shuffler, that first win of the year. Oh, wait for it. Oh, wait for it. I see the shuffling incoming. But he has shut out EddieRuckus 2-0 here, so dropping Eddie to his 2nd loss of the year and 1 game back of the lead.